Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to take a look at the One Ring starter set, Overhill and Underhill. Now, there's going to be two One Ring starter sets. This one's going to have, basically the big difference on this one is going to have the Overhill and Underhill session that you get to play. Now, there's also a 5th ed version of this, so if your group isn't willing to learn new RPG components, or at least dive into a new RPG system, they do have a 5th ed version here, and which is perfectly fine because at least it gets games to the table. Where if players know 5th ed, they can jump into this really quick. Now, the One Ring has its own system here, and in this set here, you're going to get a plethora of different things, but you're going to just basically get, and we're going to open this up here, you're going to get everything that you need to play your first session of the One Ring. Now, you're going to get these really cool dice here to play it. I really like the custom dice that you're going to get here. These are just 6-sided dice, but just the additional I don't know, style is really cool. But I really love these dice, and you're going to get a nice set of these so you can play the RPG. So you notice that in this, you're going to have two 10-sided dice, or well, one 8, one 10, and a couple 6-sided dice, and that's what you're going to need to play the game. So I guess you would consider this mainly a D6 system, but I am not 100% into the categorization of RPGs and that stuff. I'm not really that versed, but yeah. So the other thing you're going to get is, and you can reuse these later on, is you get these really nice standees for your first session. And if you jump into the One Ring, you can always use these later on too. So you can have a little visual element if you want with the game. And these standees are actually optional. If you want to do theater in the mind, go for it. Same thing with the standees, same standees that come with the 5th ed version. And these are the little stands. The same session book comes with both of these. So you're going to have the session of Overhill and Underhill. This is going to be the session that you're going to get you into the game here. It's going to basically go through here, and step by step, it's going to run you into session here. And there's multiple parts to this, so depending on how much you want to expand upon this, this can be multiple sessions if you want, or it could be just one large session. So that's really cool there. So you get Overhill, Underhill. You're going to get this little guide here that's going to tell you how to get started, and some of the other books that you can pick up. And then you're going to get your journal here, so you'll be able to track your journey in here. And you'll have these pre-con sheets here. So these are going to be the starting characters that you can play with. You don't need to do any character generation. You can just jump straight into the game. Because the starter set, the point of the starter set is that getting into a new RPG system, even if it's a 5th ed implementation on it, with a new IP that your group may or may not have played, is going to be a big investment. So the starter set gives you the ability to try this out with your group and make sure it's a fit before you dive right in. Because there's nothing worse than spending a ton of money, doing a ton of reading, going through and meticulously setting up everything for your first session of an RPG, and then find out that it doesn't fit with your group and it's not something that you can run regularly. Really, really bad feeling. And this starter sets are the perfect way to prevent that, or at least mitigate it. So basically, you'll get this starter set. It's just going to take you maybe less than a day of reading. There's not a whole lot. Even the rule book that's in here, I'll show you in a second. I think it's like 24 pages, but we'll go over that in a minute. I'm just really showing you the map that you get with this, and this is, I'm actually going to frame this because it's really nice and it'll look really cool in my game room. And the location that the session focuses on is in here too, so that's really cool. And then before we get to the rule book here, we have the catalog. Now, Free League has a rich line of RPG games where they tailor systems to match the IP. So the best way of playing any of these IP games is going to be using the system that was generated to match the IP. However, on almost everything, Free League has 5th ed versions of all of these. But if you can, get your friends into wanting to learn a new system, the best value you're going to get out of these using the systems that match the IP. 5th ed works. It's sort of like the jack of all trades and master of none. When you're talking about different IPs, it can work, but does it really fit great? Either way, getting games to the table is the big importance. So the rules for, we're not going to go over them in the video itself, but the rules for the One Ring system are not actually all that hard to get into. And this rule book here is going to be 24 pages. And actually the 5th ed version of this that tells you like how to play with 5th ed is also the same amount of rules. And really this is just reinforcing, and the same with the 5th ed, all the main components that you're going to need to know, like playing your heroes, how to resolve actions, the different things you can do by resolving your actions. They have endurance and hope as an action. You can get weary. You need to keep your hope up so you don't fall to the shadow. Little section on the shadow. Combat. Combat is going to be the biggest difference between, or biggest thing that's different between the One Ring and the Lord of the Rings role-playing, which is the 5th ed version of the One Ring. And it's pretty intuitive. It's not all that much in here. It's like, would you say, like 6 pages here for the combat. If you learn the combat really well, everything else is pretty straightforward in here. And the cool thing about this is that you can jump into the Lord of the Rings, the One Ring really quick with the One Ring rules. And later on, you're going to want to get the core book if you're going to be, especially if you're going to be the DM, because you'll be able to create a better framework on there for your sessions. You're going to be able to create new sessions that are more immersive and stuff like that. But this right here from a starter set is definitely 100% reusable. This thing is basically all a player really needs to know for the most part on the core rules. Now they're going to need a little bit more knowledge on their characters themselves, specifically the way they have them set up and the way they want to progress their characters. But overall, just the mechanics of the game, this is a great summarization of it and a great, like a reference and a great jumpstart to other players who want to play the game. So you can have your play group, and if someone wants to jump in, you can let them borrow this book here so they can get right into playing. So that is the advantage of that rules, and how I really like how they did them. But this is going to be the One Ring starter set. And again, this is going to be a starter set you're going to pick up if you feel that your group really loves the Lord of the Rings and really wants to play an immersive system designed specifically for the IP, the Lord of the Rings. That's going to be the One Ring. You're going to want to check this out. You're going to want to get this starter set and play that first session to make sure that your group is all on board on this new mechanics and stuff, and all on board in dedicating themselves to playing a couple campaigns or future campaigns of the game before you spend all the money on the core book and all the supplementals. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the One Ring starter set. I think it's amazing. I think they did a really great job with it. If you like what we do, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out a lot. It helps us get more videos out to you, helps us get better equipment, all that fun stuff. But either way, I hope you have a great day, and thank you for watching.